Hi, Joe. How you feeling?
Feel good. Good to get the first one.
So walk us through kind of what led to you ended up playing today.
Yeah, went through a workout this morning. Felt good enough to play. Felt good out there.
What exactly did you like? You said feeling good. What exactly did you want to feel during that workout to feel confident enough to be able to perform at the level you wanted to?
Don't have any setbacks. That was basically the criteria for me.
Did at least doing something on Friday and Saturday, even in a limited situation, did that help?
Yeah, it did.
In what way did it help?
It did. I think really just gave the decision makers confidence that I was going to be able to go out and do what I needed to.
When we last talked to you, it felt like you knew that this could be a week-to-week thing, and you were at least mentally preparing yourself to kind of have to deal with this and play through this. Was that the case, and how hard was it mentally to get ready for tonight?
Yeah, it still is. It still is. You know, I feel good. We didn't have any setbacks today, but still day to day. You know, I've learned through this process that you can have one at any time. So it was good to get through this one, and that means it'll be stronger for this week. So hopefully I can have a full week of practice to prepare for next week.
How do you kind of have to play differently with this tonight specifically? How did you have to kind of play differently?
I was pretty cautious with extending plays. I was quick to throw the ball away, but we were able to get the job done.
It looked like you held on to it a little bit longer in the second half. Did you just start to feel more comfortable? Was that something that you did cognizantly? Like what kind of led to that maybe a little bit?
Yeah, just the flow of the game. You know, I still threw a couple away. I was able to slightly extend a couple. You know, I think on offense we played okay. We still got to be better in a lot of areas. I got to be better. We got to be better as an offense. We got to not have as many pre-snap penalties. So there's a lot to improve on.
One of the game's biggest offensive plays was you being mobile on a naked boot, getting it downfield to Jamar. How did you know you would be feeling comfortable to make that play?
I didn't. But I felt good. And it was a big play for us. That was our most explosive play of the game. Jamar had a great game. He showed why he's one of the best.
Zach
On
said
the
he
third
talked.
and 10, sorry. On the 3rd and 10, where you threw it on Jamar, the 3rd and 10 to Jamar, where it looked like you kind of threw the back shoulder. It looked like that was kind of an example of maybe things are getting better.
Yeah, we like I said, there were bright spots. Obviously, got the win, and we played well enough to win. But there's still so much room to improve. You know, a lot of things left out on the field.
So you were trying to do, I guess you were trying to hit because the safety was there and you were trying to go back shoulder.
Yeah, correct.
Were you having trouble hearing him? What did he have to say to you?
I'll keep that between us.
Because you feel like there's there's all sorts of tension, long term, 0-3 short term, your future. What were you balancing in your head?
Yeah, that's all the stuff that you weigh when you're making that decision. There is risk to go out there and potentially re-injure it, but there's also a risk to go out there and be 0-3. So I wanted to be out there for my guys, and I was confident that I would be able to do what I needed to get the win.
How much lobbying did you do to the decision makers throughout the course of the week to give them the confidence that you felt could make the play?
Yeah, once Friday, Saturday hit, I was pretty confident that I'd be able to do it. So I voiced that.
On the throw to Jamar, that Hobson reference, did your headset go out before that, or were you having trouble hearing?
There were a couple times, not fully, no. There were a couple times throughout the game that there were some headset issues, but I don't think that was one of them.
Joe, how challenging has it been trying to get explosive plays down the field? You guys haven't hit much of such a big part of your offense in recent years, and is that kind of a source of frustration for you right now? You guys haven't been able to get those?
Yeah, those are obviously make it a lot easier, but we played 3 really good defenses that know that that's what we're good at and are good at taking that away. And then, when you're able to extend plays, that kind of explosive plays are created in that way. And so I think, going forward, the healthier I get, the more we'll be able to do that.
How much did the defense's performance help you that where it didn't get into some kind of crazy shootout, that you could kind of manage the game a little bit because of what they were doing?
Yeah, that was critical. Once we got that lead in the second half, the defense started to really tee off. And as a quarterback, that just kind of changes your mindset of the game. You know, you don't have to take as many chances. You're not going to try to fit as many into tight windows. And when you have a defense like that, they take care of the rest.
For you personally, is there anything about being able to play in a game like this, finish a game like this, go against Donald, get a decent game? Is there anything mentally that this can do for you, being able to move forward on this injury?
Yeah, it's gonna be better this week than it was last week. That's just comes with time and rest. So we got a short week, so it's going to be a challenge. But I'm confident that we'll be able to put in the work to be ready for Sunday.
How
How
much
do you
was
feel
that
now
a factor,
compared to-
the short week, just knowing that you're going to have to play another game potentially in the decision to play tonight?
That was not a factor. I mean, obviously, when you play a Monday night game, it's going to be a short week. But I guess I didn't even think about it until right now.
How do you feel now compared to after Baltimore?
Way better now. Way better now. You know, there were no setbacks today. I feel good. So throughout this whole week, it'll just continue to get better and better.
Jamar said after the game, Joe, just a couple minutes ago actually, that all I can do is make Joe look good. What does it mean to you to have a guy like Jamar willing to say maybe you should sit out, but then once you get on the field, be fully committed to doing whatever it takes to get open?
Yeah, when coming into this game, I was going to feed my guy. You know, he was due for one. I knew he was going to have a big game. Just the way he was talking all week, he was excited to play this one. So I was, he showed up big for us, showed why he's one of the best.
It sounds like, throughout the whole process, Zach and everybody put a lot of stock in what you had to say and took everything at face value. You said you were good, you felt good. What is it like to have that kind of relationship and that rapport that they can that when you say something and, they can have that confidence that your gut is right?
Yeah, that's, why we've been so good. The coaching staff has a great relationship with everybody in the locker room, and there's, that trust has been built that, not just me, but everybody in that locker room, I think, feels comfortable going up and talking to Zach and all the coaches and being honest and open with them. And I think that's going to continue to be a big reason why we win.
From a satisfaction or a pride standpoint, where does this game compare, the injury coming from behind with a throwing for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns kind of game for you personally?
I'd always rather throw for 400, but I pride myself on my availability, and so I was happy to be available for my guys tonight. Obviously, a lot of room to improve, but I was happy to be out there.
When did you decide in your head that you were going to play? When did you think, I'm going to be able to do this?
Probably yesterday.
I guess you told Jamar on the bench, I guess, right? Pre-game, that's what it said. Pre-game on the bench.
Yeah, I think it was sometime around then. Told him he was going to get a lot of opportunities today.
What was his reaction?
He was excited.
Joe, you're typically known as a guy that keeps his composure. Was there any level of frustration that started to come in at any time in that first half, or were you just kind of able to manage it and just kind of stay level headed forward?
Well, there was some frustration with the pre-snap penalties. We got to be better in that area. I thought we controlled the ball really well. We were able to, we had a lot of time of possession, and that was able to keep our defense on the sideline and let them rest. And that was big. I think that was a big reason why they ended up playing so well. We only had one touchdown, but we controlled the clock. And we need to be better when we cross that 50. We were across the 50 quite a bit and weren't able to put a lot of points on the board. So we got to be better in that way, but we did control the clock, and I think we were pretty good on third down.
Going off that, I know offensively you want it to be maybe a clear game, but Logan Wilson said it's kind of how this team operates. When one side goes down, the other side picks up. Is that kind of just how this team functions when the offense is maybe playing lackluster, the defense steps in, or vice versa?
Yeah.
Where they had that game tonight.
That's how it has to be if you want to be a great team. Not every Sunday everybody's going to show up to play. Defense is going to have a bad game, offense is going to have a bad game, special teams is going to have a bad game, and it's what the other two units do when that happens.
It is a hard road in the NFL to go 0-3 and get to the playoffs. Big picture-wise, when you leave here, how important was this win tonight?
Yeah, it was very, very important. Part of the reason I wanted to play, I think. You go 0-3, not only obviously a lot of football left to be played, but 0-3 sounds a lot worse than 1-2, and morale is probably a lot lower when you're 0-3. So it's a big win for us. Good to get on the board. I think we'll be able to put some together now.
How do you build upon that now? I mean, other than your physical recovery, what are you looking specifically to improve on this week?
Yeah, we'll continue to have great practices. We got to be better in the passing game, better in the run game. We got to be better on all facets on the offense. We can't have any pre-snap penalties. So communication this week will be key, especially going on the road. So we got to have a great week of practice all around.